Okay, what am I doing today on this vehicle? I'm taking the dash out again. I was actually having some problems this week with the connections back here. If these connections aren't tight, you can't start the car. It's I guess the power runs through this back panel, but the it integrates with the key and everything for ignition. So I had some trouble today, and this has happened in the past, so I kind of knew what it was. But I've kind of doctored this whole thing up, and I'm going to try to straighten this out again today. Got some flickering lights, and maybe I can actually fix the lights for the dashboard. So that's where I'm at now, taking the dashboard and the radio out and everything. So this is about the third time I've done this, so maybe 3 times the charm. We'll be back. So I have to drop the steering column. There's a little bracket here. Take that down and loosen these 2 bolts, and it'll see that, and that'll hang down. Let the steering wheel come down so that you have a little more room to work on. A couple connections here, the positive and the negative. Make sure you disconnect your battery first. They go into the instrument panel. There's the connector for the key, which is here, and we got connectors up here for the circuit board for the lights and everything, and then a variety of other wipers, and then there's a connector for the headlights and the speedo cable. But also, to remove this, you have to remove this bezel, which entails taking off this bezel. That's taking out the radio, disconnecting the cigarette lighter, taking out the ashtray, and then this stuff all pops out. And what else are you doing? Well, until the soldering gun gets heated up, the radio stopped turning the dial. You know, this thing. So I'm going to take a look inside, see what I can find. Probably a string broke or something, but we'll let you see what happens with this too. So I think I got most of this figured out. This is just the color scheme. This is what the actual wires do. Purple one goes temperature gauge, green's left turn signal, orange are the dash lights, and the number 4 is for the gas going this way. This would be for the gas gauge. This is the lights. This is the turn signal on the driver's side, and this other one is the temperature gauge. And these do various things too. High beam light, right turn signal, dash lights, and number 2. So anyway, number 2 goes to this I don't know what this is, resistor pack or anything, but what it does is it does something with the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge. But since I have aftermarket ones, I'm not even going to use it. But what's going on is that I have some sort of a short circuit on the ground, because when I connect a bulb right to the matching wire under the dash for the lights, it lights up. As soon as I install ground, it blows out the fuse. So I think it's because of this hack job I did soldering. So I'm going to take this board off and see if maybe I have a short somewhere there. I think I do definitely have a short, because I'm doing between negative and positive. I am getting continuity when I really shouldn't have continuity. Alright, so how do you test for an open or short circuit? I have my meter set on ohmage, and right now it's at 2000K, but if you look at the meter and you touch the 2 contacts together, see how it eventually will zero out. at least somewhat in its normal state of V1. Now if I come up here, this is a ground point and this is not a ground point. One lead on the ground terminal and the other one on the other side, which would be negative. Notice that it doesn't change, but if I put them on both on the ground point, it goes to 0. So now I know that I don't have a short between the ground and the positive side, and I did before. Oh, I'm sorry, the negative side. So anyway, I went through and checked all of these. There's a ground point here, or my ground point here, ground point over here, and a ground point over here, and now they are separated. So I think that I probably have this fixed, but we will see. Alright, let me explain a little bit more of this. Can you see up here? So this one fuse up here is a 2 amp fuse for the instrument panel lights. So when you turn the lights on with the, when you pull out the light switch, this energizes this fuse, and then this fuse connects to the lights in this panel. And like I said, this fuse is getting blown out because I think that I had a ground short. So what I'm going to do is do a test first. I got everything hooked back up. I know this is crappy, but this will be fixed at one time. But the green is the turn signal, orange is the dash lights. These two are for the gauges, which I'm not using anymore because I have an external temperature gauge and external fuel gauge. But maybe one day I'll hook those back up. So yeah, let me connect a couple things together and we'll see what's going on. Alright, so what I'm doing first is I have one of the bulbs, or one of the bulbs out of the instrument panel, and got just jumpered, so I can do a test. The hardest part of getting this test was it says bulb is lit. Can you see it? I got it connected to the orange wire. Now, when this fails, and I can't hold the thing in my mouth, but when this does fail, it's when I ground out the instrument panel. So I'm going to try to do that right now off camera. Okay, it is working, being grounded to one of the ground points on the instrument panel. So I think I got everything figured out. I'm going to put everything together and we'll see what we do. Thought this was going to be a quick video, but anyway, it's about 3 o'clock here and you got like blazing sun coming in, so I don't even know if this is working. So what I did is I set up a 1920s photo camera thing with towels, and I'm going to stick my head under here and try to block out as much light as I can. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but let me put the lights on. There you go. All right, it works. So I didn't explain this very well because I had lost some video, but here's the back of the instrument cluster. The silver part being like a cast aluminum, which is shown in red here with the red arrows, and the circuit board and the circuit board connections are in yellow. Those are the ones that I resoldered because they had all loosened up. In the back, if you take off the circuit board, there's a little depression, that oval that the back of the pins sit on, and I think that I was grounding out those pins, so I put a piece of electrical tape over the top of them and put the board back, and that acts as an insulator so I wouldn't be grounding out the circuit. Okay, hi gang. It's now dusk, so you get a better look at the dash lights. And here we go. The radio even works. So there you go. Finally got this fixed. It's been a long time coming. Anyway, apologize for the crappy video. I hope the still pictures explained a little bit. I lost some footage, and it was really hard to hold the camera and do certain things. But we'll see you next time, and sorry this went so long.